Hello Virgo, welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you are connecting with on a romantic level. What it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. So some of you may have been in a relationship in the past. Others of you, this could be a current relationship or situationship that you're in. For a small portion of you, you could also be in a connection where you know there's a whole lot of energy, but no one's really speaking up. For those of you who are new, my method of reading is just slightly different. I do have the ability of channeling through my higher intuitive self to get the answers that I need. I do not channel through any spirit guides. I never have. I have certain reasons for that. At the end of this reading, I do channel Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. We have here crisis, followed by surrender, ecstasy, grief, wisdom, beauty, doubt, selfhood, and then we have rhythms. Under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. My dear Virgo, right now I am quite overwhelmed. Certain things have happened in this connection, and I can't get my mind off of it. My mind is racing. I feel that in this connection, there's this overwhelming feeling where I have all of these emotions, and I need time to sort them out. I feel mental anguish, pain, suffering, and sorrow. But I also feel a whole lot of confusion. I know that you want me to make a choice. I know you want me to make things different, be different. But it's going to take me some time, because there's certain things that I don't even know myself, where I am so overwhelmed with so many things that have happened, so many things that are happening. I also feel that in this connection there's a sense of surrender. Surrender that I feel, where I now feel that I belong to you and you belong to me. There's a part of me that hopes that you were this individual that I could always be with. My mind, my heart, my body, I have dedicated it to you. And now I find it difficult to be that person. I can't give you everything, but I feel as though there are certain things that I have that are already yours. Like my mind, my heart, my body. If you lead, I will follow. Because now I feel that I belong to you. And that you do belong to me. there is a strong feeling that stays in my heart and in my mind. It does not fade. With you, I have found spiritual bliss. There's this sense of happiness that occurs, but it's not physical. And it's not emotional. It's actually just spiritual. But me being blissful spiritually makes it seem as if life is beautiful. Everything is perfect. When my soul is happy, my life is happy. And you bring that happiness and joy into my life. And yet now, here I am grieving at the loss of you. I feel as though I've lost everything. There's a part of me that knows that in this connection you and I could have been great together. We were great together. But things changed. Now there's a sense of remorse, regret, guilt even. I feel as if I have lost you forever. I hold you high. I hold you high as this bright star in the darkest of skies, and now my world is fading because I feel as though I'm losing you, and that star is fading. You are that bright star. I regret the things that I have said and done, and I regret the things that I never said that I should have, the things that I never did that I should have done and taken responsibility for. I grieve because now I feel I've lost you forever. Because now I realize your value, your worth. I took you for granted before, but now things have changed. I see things differently. I'm no longer the same person you once knew. I am different now, but it's hard for you to see because I am no longer that person who can be around you. Even though I want to, I still feel as though you deserve better. I feel that in this connection, there's a sense of wisdom. I have become more wise, and you may not see this because we hardly connect. But I am no longer the same as I used to be. I am different. I am much better. Yes, I'm happier, but what is happiness if it's not with you? I want to be happy, and I want to be with you because I feel you are this beautiful human being, not only on the outside, but on the inside as well. Your charm, your beauty, your talents, your charisma, your personality, and your character. You have this ability of making me see who I am through the looking glass. I don't really like what I see. But because of the grief that I have felt, yes, I have changed. And who has made this change in me? It's because of you. I see how you are one with nature. You are brilliant and bright like the sun. And nature revolves around you and it loves you. I also feel doubt. So many things that I have said and done have turned out wrong. Nothing good came out of it. I feel that in this connection, there has been this sense of doubt, fear, unfaithfulness, and a lack of trust. And this has all created the sense of doubt where I cannot be that person that you want me to be. Because from my point of view, I feel that I have already lost. This is why I doubt that the connection can move forward. The doubt stems from me knowing that there's a lack of faith and there's a lack of trust. I also understand that the things that I have said and done to you, they have had a lasting impact. And now I see you as somebody who has moved on. You are no longer the same. Now to me, you seem as though you are thriving. You're independent, self-sufficient, self-reliant. You don't need me. You don't need anybody. And I also see that you are quite defensive. You will not let anybody in as easy as you once did before. And even that was difficult for me. I want to connect with you, but I just don't know how. I really want to make things right. I just don't know what I can say, what I can do to change the connection that we have, the impression that you have of me. I do feel that in this connection, I have done you wrong. And whatever you have turned out to be now, it's because of me. I'm not proud of it because I know what's wrong. You should have been the same as you once were. But because of the things that I have done, it is now that situation of once bitten, twice as shy. You don't trust me anymore. I understand that. I also know that now in this connection, this flame that once burned brightly, it is now extinguished. It is very difficult to be that person who can reignite it because it is completely gone. You were once a mystery, and I unraveled that mystery. I knew who you were, and I knew what buttons to push, how to get you. I knew all this before, but now things are not the same. You have completely changed, which is why I doubt that any approach that I have might work out. And I grieve over the fact of the things that I've done. I'm overwhelmed by this feeling and emotion. But I also know that I'm no longer the exact same person that you once knew. I am now actually different. Things come and go repetitively. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, something happens and I always end up thinking about you. The feeling, the emotion that I have deep down, it is strong. I could almost say it is ancient. I try to change the way I view things, the way I look, the way I wear clothes. But any disguise, any guise is not enough. And I've learned this the hard way because now I'm wiser. I'm no longer the same person that you once knew. And I wish I could tell you this, Virgo. But it's hard for me to do that because there is a lack of communication between us, simply because I do not know how to approach you anymore. All right, Virgo. A lot is going on here emotionally. Your person of interest feels that they really did you wrong. But they also want you back. They just don't know how. This usually happens after some time, after you've been together for some time and there's some distance where this person finally was able to grieve. This is a really good card to have. Cross-watcher, you might not think it is, because you might be going through this. Because of the intensity of these cards, Virgo, some of you might also be going through these feelings and emotions too, because of the type of cards that have come up. All right, let's have a look. I have here the Lover's Path Tarot. All right, so the Lover's Path Tarot, I have a look at, and I go into the past, a little bit into the past, to see what happened in the first place that may have caused this connection to go downhill. Once upon a time, it was very sweet. What happened that made it so sour? Some of you may have needed that sense of closure. You never got the closure you needed, so some of you may feel that you needed that. Some of you may have been ghosted. This person may have just faded from your life, and you wonder, are we even talking anymore? Because it's once in a while, they may text you. They may keep you in the loop, but then all of a sudden, boom, they're gone. So what is this? Why does this person behave like this? We have here the 9 of Arrows and the 4 of Cups. Both of these cards, guys, are very intense, so please be prepared. So this is something that happened in the past that has affected the connection. The first set of cards that I had, that is the current status. All right. With the 9 of Arrows, it talks about how this person was suffering from anxiety because there were unresolved issues, and there was also a sense of insomnia if and when they would sleep. Worries that keep one awake at night. An issue that needs to be looked at more closely. Only then will it be transformed. Guilt. Psychic disturbances. The fading away of these worries and wanting these worries to fade away, but to have more understanding of the situation, the ability to transform pain into strength. This person wanted to transform their pain into strength, but they were unable to do this because there was a lack of understanding. They also felt guilty, and there was psychic disturbances. So it's almost as if here we have anxiety, unresolved issues, and insomnia. You don't know this, but your memory is haunting this person. And it is actually traumatic for this person too, because of the things that they did to you. It hurts them, and they cannot believe what they have done. They are literally disgusted by themselves. They don't like what they've done. They don't like who they became. That's why they are absolutely uneasy. They can't sleep. They feel guilty. There's psychic disturbances. There's insomnia. I mean, there's so many things. There's the feeling of guilt and shame. We also have here the 4 of Cups. This is also a very intense card. It talks about dissatisfaction in this connection, a sense of overindulgence and boredom. This person had taken you for granted, your love, your talents, and your beauty. They needed to find a more authentic way of life. That is what they were feeling. They were starting to reevaluate the relationship that they were in because it felt superficial. At the time when they were with you, they were accepting the situation the way it was, even though discontent was still present. They felt that this was a passing phase. So, firstly, they felt guilty. They had psychic disturbances. They felt that a lot was going on that was very negative. But also they felt that even though they were in this connection with you, they felt that it was very superficial and artificial. And that was actually bothering them. What I'm seeing right now is a connection that was put together by people, 2 people, put together for the reason of being in a relationship, for being in a relationship for the sake of relationship, not for the sake of lasting or for the sake of happiness, for the sake of always being together and understanding and working like a team. This was simply somebody here was lonely and they wanted somebody else. They chose you or you chose them, the both of you were together, but then these problems started to occur. This was somebody taking you for granted, overindulging to the point where they got bored, right? You try a piece of cake so many times, eventually you will get tired of it. So that's what happened. It's huge. Both of the cards are very deep. It's very sad energy. It's very upsetting energy. It's very misleading energy. Many of you may feel that this person has misled you. What I'm seeing from here is that they did mislead you, but they did not want to tell you what was truly in their heart because they feel it would have made things worse. So they started to just kind of take a step back quietly and started to, I'm getting the word fade. They started to fade away from your life. Somebody here may have just ghosted. Poof, altogether, they're gone. But here, why did they want to do this? Because they eventually felt that, you know what, this is just too artificial and superficial for me. This is not feeling right anymore. And so things changed gradually. Okay. Let's have a look at the Beginner's Tarot. So here we have any messages, this is not messages, sorry, this is any actions, any plans, any intentions that your person of interest may have. Oh, okay, very interesting. Virgo, you have quite an array of cards, even the Two of Cups, beautiful. So there is struggle. There is genuine struggle. Virgo, your person of interest really is heartbroken, okay? There you go, right there, okay? They really are. I see this card right there. This means this, and this means this. A lot of grief, sadness, breakages. First card is the strongest here. Overwhelmed. Remember, you did have the overwhelmed card, right? Crisis. You did have that card. This person is overwhelmed. Now, one of the reasons why they could be possibly overwhelmed, it is because they may be working. There may be too many things going on all at once where they are unable to think straight. There you are. Two cards, eh? Wow. Two cards that resonate with the next two that just popped up. So here you do have a feeling of being overwhelmed, taking on more than what this person could handle. One of the things is they want to tackle and be with you, or they want you to be literally one of these staffs, but they're just so overwhelmed with burdens and responsibilities that they can't. They don't have that ability right now to see or think straight because they are so overwhelmed. Possibly in the future, what could happen if it is looked into, this person could, cross-watcher, you could delegate these tasks. If there's some responsibility that somebody else can do or take care of or help with, why not get the help? If there are certain things, certain projects, certain things that you can let go of, let that go for now and don't be so overwhelmed. Virgo, your person of interest is so overwhelmed that they can't think straight anymore. So that's a problem. Crisis, right? This is all in the mind. A lot of stress, a lot of worries. We also have here Ace of Swords. A part of them wants to cut to the chase. The heart of the problem, I want to know what's going on. This person wants to know. What can they do to make things right? What can they do to make things better? It's a very unique situation, and they feel that it's time to talk about the truth, and right after that you have Justice. Wanting to talk about equality. This person realizes that in this connection it was very unequal. They were just taking and taking, and you just kept giving and giving, and that is an imbalance right there. So no, they did not like this. They knew that it's wrong. They knew that that shouldn't happen. So here I do see a person, your person of interest, wanting to make things right with you. Why? because they are absolutely devastated. They are heartbroken as hell. They are so gone. It is so bad. It's really bad because this is repeated. This is the type of person that wouldn't make sense if you talk to them. Not you, but even the grocer, the teller, somebody, anybody that talks to them, their mind is, I'm seeing the number 85. 85% their mind is towards you right now, towards this situation. They might not think of you 24/7. But when they do think of you, it takes up 85% of their brain capacity, and all they're thinking about is you, and everything else just gets pushed to the side and they can't concentrate on anything. That's how bad this is. So, heartbreak for a teeny tiny portion of you. This could be a third party situation, but I see mostly it is grief, sadness, remorse, regret, that sort of feeling that this person has because of the way that they have behaved with you, because of the way they treated you. They took you for granted. They overindulged. Here, the overall arching theme is this wish come true, really wanting to be together, a reconciliation, a chance to say, please forgive me. This is what this person wants. There's a sense of forgiveness here, and a sense of friendship, and a love relationship. So it's an all-in-one. It's a really, really good card to have. It's beautiful. It also talks about the recognition of a soulmate, or somebody that has a spiritual connection. The recognition, both of you are going to recognize each other in that way. So we do have here a lot of emotions coming through because of certain issues that have taken place. And yes, this person wants to make things right because they feel that they've been doing everything wrong the entire time. And it's only now, in the end, when they are down in the dumps, when their heart is completely shattered and broken, when they don't have any hope anymore, when they know they can't reverse time anymore, now is when they're thinking, oh crap, I think I've really messed up and I've lost my Leo forever. For that reason, did I say Leo? Wasn't it? I was supposed to say Virgo. Maybe you're dealing with a Leo. I don't know. I just had, something just happened in my mind. Okay. All right. Maybe some of you are dealing with, I know you're probably dealing with different zodiac signs, but maybe somebody that has that energy. And what I am seeing right now is that there's a lot of grief, a lot of regret this person's going through. A lot of lonely nights, a lot of quiet nights. I do see a wine glass. I do see the side of a bed. Somebody sitting on the side of a bed. The sheets are like dark gray or white. And it's tucked into a mattress, like underneath. And the sheet is tucked in like a normal sheet would be. But I see this person really regretting this. They come home from work and they sit on their bed eventually and they're just thinking, and they're very sad and they're very upset. They don't know what to do anymore. There's no reason to chase or run after this person, Virgo. I don't recommend that you do that. I recommend that you let this person reach out to you when they are not so overwhelmed and when they have healed from that grieving process. That grief has to turn into the Hermit card, then into wisdom, then into strength, and finally they reach out to you. So there's still a little bit of a process right now. It's best not to rush into things with this person. It's best to let it grow naturally, organically, slowly. All right. Just going to do a quick prayer. Goodness me. Okay, these messages are brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. I had cards coming out from the left and right. Forgiveness, remember, I just talked about that with the Two of Cups. Nope. Oh, okay, no, there's no need to worry. Within the next few months, look for a sign. All right. We have a couple of messages here. These messages are brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. In the near future, there's going to be a time, Virgo, where you are going to have to listen to your gut, to your intuition, to your experiences. So do listen to your higher intuitive self. That is your soul speaking to you, the body / the spirit. Your soul is much more older and wiser than you are. So do listen to it when you have that instinct, when you have that feeling or that emotion. There is going to be a sense of forgiveness anytime soon? Nope. It's going to happen far into the future, and that's going to be maybe a year from now. But there is going to be a sense of forgiveness. Now you may wonder, oh, a year from now. You see the amount of emotions this person is going through. Nobody can change, even within the next few weeks. That's not going to happen. A person's mindset has to change. Their lifestyle has to change. The way they have their routine has to change. Every single thing has to change in order for this person to be somebody completely different with you in the future. Because I see that here. There is a desire, sure, to be with you. But the way of getting that and the way of becoming that, that is what the challenge is. We have here a year from now. This could be from now until the next few months. There is going to be a sense of forgiveness. Somebody here is going to ask for forgiveness, just like you had the Two of Cups card. And it's perfectly fine to forgive. Let's not forget, but do forgive. The best thing to do is to forgive. If you cannot, that is up to you and you can move on. That's perfectly fine too. But the benefit of forgiving somebody is like they have in the Holy Bible. You forgive. The biggest teaching, forgiving. Why? The reason why, I know the reason why. It's because you literally have a negative energy bubble orbiting around you, okay? It goes around you. Wherever you go, that grudge will always be there. You don't want that. We already have enough negative things to talk about and worry about. So let's pop that bubble. We don't need it anymore. How do you do that? You have compassion for the person. You realize that, you know what, they just didn't know any better. If they knew any better, if they had been different, they would have been the best, and we would have been together, and life would have been great. But because they haven't had those experiences, because they did not have that experience in their own life, they do not know certain things. They missed out on the goodness. They were unable to become that example with you. And because they couldn't be like that with you, everything just went downhill. But was it this person's fault? People don't deliberately go into a connection. Maybe a tiny bit of spiteful, revengeful people might do that. But people do not go into a connection expecting it to fail. They go into a connection thinking, yeah, this is my person. Maybe this could be my person. A lot of people still have that in their hearts and in their minds when they get together. But then things change. Our personalities come out. Our habits show. All of these strange things happen. But then also our trauma comes out. And then that grief, and then the behavior, and the way we behave towards our person, it might trigger them the way we behaved. The things that we have said might have reminded them of something that happened to them when they were young. So there is this disconnect between the both of you. However, forgiving each other, knowing that the both of you are quite different, but you just didn't know any better, and this person just ended up doing what they did. It's because that's all they knew. That's all they were. And at that time, that's all they could have been. They couldn't be more than that. And if you think they would have been different with somebody else, absolutely wrong. They would do the same thing to somebody else too, because that's who they are. That's their personality. Because that's all they know. So yes, compassion is the easiest way to forgive. And I'd recognize that the most of you, not recognize, but I would see that the most of you, if you do, you would be able to let go of this grudge. It wouldn't bother you anymore. If you think about this person, it wouldn't bother you anymore. You just realize that you have a little bit of pity, a little bit of sympathy, a little bit of compassion for this person. And in all honesty, you did have the grieving card, the grief card. Like, a lot of nasty cards came out there. They were really meaningful. With that 4 of Cups, I think it was, and your 9 of Swords. I mean, those are intense. On top of that, you got the 3 of Swords, and then you had the grief card in the beginning. This person needs time, and that's probably why you're getting here a year from now, because that's how long it's going to take them to heal and, like, revamp or have an overhaul of their entire personality. That's basically what it comes down to. Now, they're asking you to not be worried. They know that you're already stressed about this. I know it's easier said than done, but they are just trying to let you know, no, with an exclamation mark. There's no need to worry about this, because within the next few months, certain things are going to start to change. You're going to start to have a sense of more, your higher intuition is going to start to work. You're going to start to feel a connection with this person internally. It's almost as if you will be sending messages, but you're not really doing it on purpose. It's just happening naturally. And that is the way the celestial beings in the universe, who is guarded and guided by the celestial beings, the positive ones, this is how it all works. Your energy will be sent over to this person, and you will be able to receive that energy. But always send out good vibes, because people can feel it. They can. Under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme we have here, look for a sign. So this could be signs and synchronicities. This could also be something that is happening over and over again, something that's repetitive. So look for a sign, even like a red flag. You'll know it when you see it, and you'll be able to use your intuition to act accordingly. Some of you may wonder that maybe you got this last year, and you're wondering, why did I get it again this year? This deck only goes up to a year from now. It does not go up to 3 years or 5 years from now. So honestly, if it came back up last year and if it came up this year again, it's just because that is what the card is. I hope not that it happens again next year. But I have had clients where, and even myself, where there are certain cycles that don't just take months, but they take years. For some, it might even be a decade. But you know what? Why wait that long? Let's just move on. We don't want to wait a whole decade. But people do have issues, and those issues are not resolved within a month or even a few months. It may take literally up to a year. And that's why you get this card. Virgo, that is your reading. I hope I was able to provide you with some clarity and some guidance in your situations. Do let me know in the comments below if any of this has resonated. For those of you that are looking for a reading, how do I connect with you if I want a reading, Asnointia? A lot of people ask me. It's on my website, guys. Go to Asnointia.com. That's www.asnointia.com. And you can go to the rates and packages section, and you'll see the ones that are available right now. Please do read the description before you place the order. Not everything is in stock right now, but the ones that are available, please, you can have a look at that and see if it suits you. Then you can definitely place an order. Also, for those of you who are new, my other channel, Asnointia Audio, that has some videos on it, absolutely free for you to watch from beginning to end. That is about negative energy. I have just one on negative energy so far. What and who are negative energies, and how to recognize and remove negative energies. I also have packages on that if you want. Have a look on my website to get rid of negative energies. Can't talk. To get rid of negative energies too. I also have on relationship related advice on my YouTube channel on Asnointia Audio. I have those videos. I also have some on spiritual connections. That is past life and spiritual connections. That is twins, twin flames. This is karmic partners. This is soulmates, that sort of thing. So if you are curious and you want to know more about that, please do have a look on my other YouTube channel. And please do like, share, and subscribe to that as well. All right. You guys take care. Stay safe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys again. Bye now.